Hello. Guys, what's up? Jeffrey Dahmer, or just formerly known as Norman, Relic, Rambada, Andy. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody, unless... Rebecca and Miracle popping in to say hello. 93 degrees here. So, not leaving the AC. Gotcha, because that makes sense, because you're incubating a thing. Incubation. And stuff. How is Jeffrey doing today? I hope everybody is well. Actually, oddly enough, the temperature here has dropped slightly. So 73 degrees. 73 degrees, partly sunny. Finally got that annoying mosquito. That is a good thing. We were discussing mosquito music the other day. Got the resignation letter done. Just need to hit send. Nice. Oh, my friend. Here's to new and different wonderful things upon the horizon for you. Also, here's to some wonderful Tostitos, because these things are really good. But then I'm throwing in a little bit of peanut butter pretzels at the same time. Punch that sand. Relic has a point. Relic has a very large point. Boss is not going to be happy about 8 people leaving. Oh, that is something. That is definitely something. I love these peanut butter pretzels. Except the last third to a quarter of this container, they're all smashed to pieces. I don't know if you can see this. There we go. See? It's all like powder. It's all like smashed powder there, which is unfortunate. Because then it releases the peanut butter chunks inside. So now, instead of peanut butter pretzels, I just have salted peanut butter. Like, no joke, there's just piles of salted peanut butter. Jeffrey Dahmer. Laying down the subtle truths of the matter. Yes, Andy, it does always happen. Also, mostly because I get these peanut butter pretzels I get from, like, Amazon, because they actually have the good ones, oddly enough. I forget. Oops. I'm just knocking stuff all over now. Don't mind me. Loader, what is good? How are you today? I hope you're well. That's not a bad idea. That's really not a bad idea. Actually, one of the most brilliant things they ever did was make a jar that had both peanut butter and jelly in it at the same time. Oh, you're so good. Okay. So beyond that, mowed the lawn today. That's a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. Goober strawberry rocked. All right. There you go. I do like strawberry. Although, honestly, I like grape a little bit more. I do like grape. And grape, raspberry's good. Black raspberry's good too. Just mixed it all. Oh man, that's got to be cool though. Let's see. So we've got the last little bit of block gamma to contend with here. The whipped peanut butter in Goobers was great. Whipped peanut butter. So it's almost like light ice cream. So essentially, you're paying for mostly air with light ice cream. Although peanut butter, I would figure, is a lot denser than whipped ice cream. So Andy, block gamma is the last of the rebuilding of the fuel processing plant. And then after that, actually, you know what? I could go for some whipped peanut butter. I could go for some, like, anything. Anything like that would be good. So after I do block gamma, what happens is then it allows us to do liftoff, which will be delivered to the launch pad in the Cosmodrome, the rocket carrier platform, and then reach mission control. And I have no idea what that stuff is. So, for the moment, save liftoff for last. Well, honey peanut butter? That sounds kind of good, too. So, for the moment, we are going to start hauling some of this smaller stuff. Medium pipes. Do I have... Hold on. I forget what I have all over the place here. How many small pipes need to make medium pipes? Good question. Good question. Let's see. I forget now. Yeah, liftoff is definitely going to be last. It's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be like the final thing that we kind of kick off with. Ate the whole of butter, lettuce, and head of butter lettuce in the last 2 days. Have to go back to get more tomorrow. Use a cold Coke right now, but I'm too lazy to get up. Andy, I have no Coke. I have no Pepsi. Although I did have a Coke earlier today. Trying to see here. All right, getting that out of the way. Oil. Where is our... Why do we have... All right, that was weird. controller kind of locked up there. So oil comes from the warehouse. So I'm still going to have to... I think I have to run more... why is this doing... Something's goofed up. I'm going to have to run more no. Small pipes I'm going to have to run over here. So I can do... I think it's 2 small pipes. Well, no. I've got plenty of snacks, Loader. I've got plenty of snacks. My peanut butter pretzels. So, it's good stuff. Is that, Andy, is that regular Monster? So tell you what, let's go do a thing with... Oh, it's dark already. Look at that. Wrong truck. We want the Western Star. Okay. Let's recover the Western Star. Alright. Make it morning so at least we can see. Yeah, regular Monster. Regular Monster... Yeah, I haven't drank any of that stuff in forever. And I'm kind of okay with that, to be perfectly honest. So, let's go get the small pipes, and then afterwards we can transport... we'll take 2 orders of small pipes over to the factory, because I think it's metal rolls and small pipes, if I remember correctly. And then I'll just get the large pipe from, Chernobyl-Kamensk. Because that's a little bit easier than actually getting the materials to make the large pipe. So we can get one of those from, I think, the farm. The farm over in Chernobyl-Kamensk has the large pipe for us to make use of. So we'll do that. We can do that. I could actually get... You know, I wonder if I could get it with the twin steer. I wonder if I could make it happen with the twin steer from Chernobyl-Kamensk, hauling a large pipe all the way over to the factory. That's an idea. Cheaper no-name energy drinks taste better if you ask me. You know, it's interesting. I tried some of the flavors of the Bang energy drink. There's been a lot of weird energy drinks over the years. I had something called Chupacabra one time, and it was an energy drink, and it had like cinnamon in it, which was very, very bizarre. Yeah, but it requires a lot of running back and forth, and I don't feel like doing that. So we're going to try to use the twin steer, maybe. I think we might use the twin steer. So for this run, we will get the 2 small pipes, get it over the factory. Then we will go transport a couple more small pipes to the other factory to make sure about the medium pipe. And we can do the medium pipe and the oil barrels probably at the same time. So that's how we'll do that. That's how we'll play that out. All right. Yeah, because small pipes, warehouse, good to go. Need a mini fridge. This truck looks good in the bottom of a lake or ocean. Yeah, you know, it is one of the best trucks to launch off of a runway, my friend. And it's actually not too bad in Chernobyl-Kamensk right now. Or, where the hell are we? Yeah, we're in Chernobyl-Kamensk right now. So the other place that I want to go is the Cosmodrome. That's what I mean. So Cosmodrome, we'll get the large pipe, we'll bring it over. We'll mess around a little bit. But we'll see maybe how the twin steer goes. And I think I would need to outfit the twin steer with chain tire. So I'll grab the chain tire twin steer. All right. So that's that. I forget what else I'm gonna need. Yeah, the twin steer is a very, very divisive opinion when it comes to Norman, dude, congratulations, man. Congratulations. You will have to let us know how everything plays out for you, because genuinely curious and genuinely interested, and we'll see. Twin steer in the Yukon is slightly more dodgy because of some of the terrain that you have to go through. I think it's great on these maps because of the... I like the more of the road conditions in... Alright. Good. The more stable road conditions, basically. But... I mean... Actually, you know what I could have done? Hold on. Hold, please. I will actually go back to the garage. I will grab the other twin steer. And then... because this will probably make it a little bit easier if I do this at the same time. Usually get a lobby of 4 of your friends, and one always drives the Zix, so that can pull... Okay. That's probably why... yeah, you know what? If you have a support vehicle, and you don't really worry about the twin steer possibly winding up tires to the sky, that's one thing. That's for sure. But the twin steer, because, and I personally honestly believe it's because it's got such a rigid chassis that this truck is way more tippy than it needs to be. So if the front of the truck is following the terrain and the terrain shifts and the back wheels come off the ground, you're losing all your contact patch. So, but it's just, it's weird. It is just so weird how incredibly tippy this truck is. Probably one of the most top-heavy trucks. You flip it quite often over there? No, that's cool, though. I think it's a great truck, personally. Both legs. Norman. Jeffrey Norman. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Norman Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Adaptive suspension to this one. I think the ones that have the adaptive suspension are the ones that actually need like a big lift kit. Like the Kolobs don't have active suspension. The Azov 73-210 doesn't have the active suspension. Or it has the active suspension. All because those trucks have no lift kit available to them. Alright. Through the gap one more time. Oops. Attach winch to... there. There we go. Like a professional. We got that. Yeah, the twin steer already has some incredible ground clearance, but Sephora's, how are you? Hope you are well. Hope everything is good. We're having a good time today. We'll see how today plays out. We'll see where we go with today. Because we are doing the last leg of Block Gamma. So I think what I'll do is with this truck I will also pick up the small pipes. Started work on Drummond Island. Very nice. I like all of those areas in Michigan. Black River's fun, but I kind of like Smithville Dam more than I like Black River. But then I like 3 out of the 4 Alaska maps. And they're a good time. The Alaska maps are a good time. Tamir, Russia, hit or miss. Very hit or miss. Drummond Island is your favorite? Yeah. Found a big list of Viking music for your next art stream that is copyright free. Fantastic, Loader. Yeah, because I think, honestly, I still just started. But you're making progress, though. That's what counts. You are starting again, and you are making progress. And, I mean, Jeffrey, look at all of the progress that Puma made the other day. Puma made a ton of progress. Granted, that was due to me riding shotgun effectively in his Discord while he was gaming at the same time, but that's beside the point. He was playing the game, although he was using his new steering wheel. And that steering wheel with the force feedback apparently was really, really, really fun. I mean, I could do that, I guess. I could pick up a wheel, the pedals and everything like that. Love the challenge. Drummond Island's terrain, but you had to bring a big Yeah, because Drummond Island is the only one that doesn't have a fuel station, I believe. You've got a trailer store, but it's in the lower left-hand corner of the map. Drummond Island is meh. There are a lot of bridges to fix. Yes, there are no, wait, Drummond Island... I keep... Island Lake and Drummond Island, because they're both, island in the title, always confuses me. Because I know which one is which in my head. Yeah, okay. Drummond Island is the one with the fuel station. Island Lake is the one without the fuel station and only has the trailer store. Where Drummond Island does not have a trailer store. But it does have a fuel station. So there's that. No, we will change trucks to the one right up ahead here. All right. Get going again. The Island Lake is the one that didn't have a fuel station, but there's like half a dozen. Yeah, they are all over the place. And I have a particular method with Island Lake to repair and refuel the twin steer. So it's pretty effective that way. And that's kind of the setup that I use when I jump into multiplayer and I go unlocking vehicles for people or go unlocking sections of the map and all kinds of stuff like that. Get along good in Island Lake. Didn't spend much time there. It still surprises me, even on the very sparsely populated maps, just how much, they dot the area with upgrade parts. Like, you still have upgrade parts that are all over the place. It took you 2 trips with the to get the twin steer up and running. There's a little trick to it. There's a little bit of a trick. Yeah, it is very locked down. Although, if you take a scout vehicle, and I believe I had originally taken the Hummer, and I went through the Smithville Dam map to get into Drummond Island, you can actually get the P16 with just a scout vehicle and not having to unlock anything. And it's very interesting. It's actually a lot of fun. The military bridge on Drummond Island, I flipped 3 trucks to fix that. Yeah, that one is very involved. because it requires a lot of materials from all over the map and just basically everywhere. So for a little trick to get the twin steer, but the P16 is only... no. Well, the P16 is probably outclassed much later on with a lot of the DLC trucks or the new season content trucks. But once upon a time, the twin steer, or not the twin steer, the P16 was one of the best heavy haulers in the game, even if it didn't have all-wheel drive. There is special mud tires on that thing, because you can't change those tires. They are specific to that truck, and they are unbelievably grippy tires in the mud, and they're awesome tires. And that's what makes that truck basically excel. But if you want to actually get the twin steer in one trip, what you do is you take a truck, go to Smithville Dam, leave the garage, head down by the gas station on the lower left-hand corner, follow that, unlock the little landfill area that you need 2 service spare parts to complete. Travel past that up to where the water crossing is. And at the water crossing, you cut across, and there's going to be a house with a contract, the one to get the cement out of the water. But right there is going to be a service repair trailer. So you're going to take the service repair trailer, you're going to continue to follow the rest of the road all the way into Island Lake. The repair trailer is effectively meant to service the GMC 9500. No, I left it there because I'm going to send that one to the factory. But District B13, what is up? How are you? I hope you're well. Hope things are good. We're kind of just doing our thing. We're getting rid of these small pipes out of the way. We're going to do the small pipes first, then the medium pipes, and the oil barrel. But we're going to use those other small pipe to make potentially the medium pipe if I don't have enough over at the factory. So, I mean, there's that. Oh no, I released the trailer there because that's where the truck's gonna run off. You've been good, fantastic. And because I've been lax in my doing the shout out thing, we get some really good people in here doing some really fun stuff. And that is kind of wiggle wobbling right there. Kind of goofy looking. So that's some more SnowRunner content from District B13. Also, you want to kick back, watch Loader. Loader plays Sea of Thieves. Loader has been doing some art lately. New Tatra Force. I do like the new Tatra 813. That's actually pretty good. Nice. Very nice. Alright. Oh, that's right. I've got a bunch of trailers I need to return. That's all money just laying around here. That's all it is. It's just like dollar bills just hanging around. Ah, yes. Well, Jeffrey, we have been giving him shout-outs fairly consistently lately, and it's not my fault that you've been doing, like, other stuff. The twin steer was ramming you at every corner until you tow it to the garage. Yeah, that'll happen. Oops. Don't. Okay, don't. We're good. That was very close, actually. So, like, as I was saying about the twin steer. Stupid grown-up stuff. Yeah, they are kind of all over the place. Mostly because I just keep on dropping off stuff here and then leaving the trucks here and then going and using, primarily the same vehicle to do this stuff. So, as I was saying about the twin steer, when you recover that repair trailer and then you make it to Island Lake. You travel to the Twin Steer by turning immediately to the right outside of the tunnel. Go up to the Twin Steer, repair the truck first. Do not recover. Then you're going to want to go north up the map, and the next little leg off the main path, there's going to be a small scout fuel trailer. And that small scout fuel trailer is what you're going to need. District B13, thank you very much for that. That is greatly appreciated. Subscribing with Prime, always appreciated. All right, so that takes care of that. But let's just send this guy back to the garage so we don't have to worry about anything. And then we go back over here to this guy. There we go. What kind of food, though, Jeffrey? Like, grown-up stuff? Also, we've been having everyone making wonderful contributions to the food channel in the Discord. So we're all about the good food stuff. All about the good food stuff. Oh, yes, yes indeed. You got that right. And there's a lot of stuff up there already. Everybody likes checking out food. And honestly, realistically, I need to go to the all-you-can-eat sushi place and take a really nice picture of a giant, massive plate of food. I'd post as well, but 1 minute noodles aren't that special. Why, yes, Andy, they are very special. Noodles will always have a wonderful place in my heart. I am a huge ramen fan, and I make that brick of ramen. I don't do like any fancy special ramen. It's just you put some ramen in a pot, you heat up some water, and then you kind of just, you know, you do your thing. Also, we're apparently stuck on something, so... The brick of ramen, absolutely. Has Noodles is, yes, he is in the good old brick of fame. Noodles is in Beast of Time. How are you? I am well. We're hauling some small pipes here over to our factory so we can potentially, if we get there, make them into medium pipes or 1 unit of medium pipes. I don't even remember what I need out of this. So, I mean, J. Stu announcing his arrival with the sounding of the Viking war horn. Lived on those noodles for almost a year. They are great. And the idea behind ramen noodles is to actually put, like, a lot of different stuff in there. Like, you can, if you actually boil the noodles or the water for the noodles, drop an egg in there, cook an egg at the same time, add some little pieces of meat, some additional vegetables and stuff like that. I don't do that. I'm not that fancy. I eat a brick of damn noodles. I will also eat a brick of noodles completely dry. Thank you very much. And something tells me that a lot of you out there have probably done the same thing. So, got me tabs as well. That is totally cool. Thank you very much, Beast of Time. Always appreciated. And for real, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Drop mixed veggies in. Yes, exactly, Loader. Exactly. Something I like is Sam's Club has fried rice. 3 minutes in the microwave with some soy sauce equals quick and very good tasting meal. Absolutely. Any kind of rice that's like instant rice or microwavable minute rice or something like that is so good. Used to be on a kick where I would crush up the raw noodles, then just dump a little seasoning. Dry noodle, yeah, exactly. Rambada, dry noodles are very, very appealing. Betraying Rico. What is good? How are you? How are things? I hope you are well today. Guys, I hope you're all doing well today. We're at the halfway point of a week. We are at the halfway point, or at least I'm at the halfway point of my week. What is it? It's Wednesday. Yes. I said it was the halfway point, and I couldn't even remember that it was Wednesday, so don't mind me. We're just finger on the trigger, gas pedal to the floor, making it through the mud, doing our thing. I like the Oriental noodles that come with those salads. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And lo mein. Lo mein noodles. Or is that... No, that's chow mein. Lo mein noodles are soft noodles. Chow mein is typically the... What is it? The cabbage and the lettuce in the sauce with the various bits of other stuff. And then you throw in the hard noodles for the chow mein. That stuff's really good. Take rice, and in a pinch, just open a can of condensed tomato soup or a cream soup and pour over it and mix for a cheap meal. Also, yes. Also, yes, Loader. Exactly. All right, so let's get to the factory. Let's dump the stuff off, figure out where we're at, get some fuel, and then kind of go from there. Also, I can never, ever remember what my crafting materials are required. Oops. Literally just woke up. Well, you know what? Rise and shine, dear sir. Rise and shine. And thank you for hopping in with us. Been at work for days, it feels like. Yeah, we've all... Or at least I know it has been a long week so far. It has been a very, very long week so far. Okay, so... Oh! We have exactly enough stuff. So we need 2 metal rolls and 1 small pipe to make the medium pipe. So we need only 1 medium pipe. So that's going to be 2 cargo units. So, tell you what. Alright. We'll do that. Probably going to head straight to bed after stream. That is also a good thing. That is realistically one of those things that I should typically do, and I just simply don't do because, well, I'm me and I'm not that sharp. Well, no, I'm not that sharp. No, we'll put it that way. And now I really want some Chinese food. I had a really, really great egg roll the other day. Usually I don't like egg rolls, but, yep, barrels take 1 slot each, so I will be able to put 2 of them on the back of this twin steer. Probably won't be doing that anyways. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it happens. So let's go down here. Let's get, Oh, hello. Well then. We had something happen. It looks like we just got a raid from an individual known as the Bearded Bushman. And let's see who the Bearded Bushman is, because we have the technology here. Elite Julio. I have learned, do not pull your scout vehicle behind your big rig. It will bounce around. Betrayed Bushman, how are you? How is everything? Welcome, Raiders. I am Storm of Iron, oddly enough. I don't know who else I would be. All right. Elite Julio, thank you very much for the follow. And let's do this, all right. Last seen playing another SnowRunner player. That is awesome. All right. Bearded Bushman. Very bearded and Bushman. How are you? So how is everybody? Thank you for jumping in here, guys. I am also playing SnowRunner. I am also in MOR. Or I don't know if you're in MOR. Yeah, I'm like reading 2 different things at once. I'm texting and driving is what I'm doing. So, Bearded Bushman. I am very sorry about that. It is Bearded Bushman. G'day, mate. Man, I'm off my game today. And I I apologize for that. So you were in Alaska. That was not SnowRunner, no. But according to the shout out, he was last seen playing SnowRunner. And I love SnowRunner. I am a huge SnowRunner fan. I am also a big fan of this twin steer right here. We're in a Moor. Elite Julio, what system are you on? Sniper Elite 4. That is a game I've actually never played, although I've heard really good things about the Sniper Elite series. I am on the... You're on the PlayStation 4 as well. Okay. You know what? One of these days, we're going to have to set up like a wonderful multiplayer game, because we've got a couple of people who are on the PlayStation 4, and let's see, Dracus Stone, thank you very much. Guys, all of you, thank you. Lord Lobster. That's an awesome name. Lord Lobster is a fantastic name. Also, it's Bearded Bushman. Bearded Bushman. Bearded Bushman. And Sepphoris, yes, absolutely. When you haul a much smaller vehicle behind a much larger vehicle, it will bounce around like a yo-yo. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to give the Bearded Bushman again a shout-out, because I don't know what I was talking about. I'm talking about all kinds of stuff. There's weird things that happen. We're texting and driving. We're doing stuff. It's a good time. Luckily, though, and I will say luckily, we have not rolled over just yet. But I have a thought that it may be in my future soon. We'll see what happens. Because we're going to try to take the twin steer back to the Cosmodrome. Instead of crafting a large pipe, we're going to... Yeah, that's true. I don't have a lot of clips. There's not a lot of clips there. But how are you finding SnowRunner? Because I'm a huge fan of SnowRunner. And I don't know why the clips are so short. I should probably try to... Background Rage! Background Rage has joined us. Yeah, I don't... Bearded Bushman, I don't know why they are so... I gotta go back in, and I do have to fiddle with that. You are very correct on that. For some reason, they are not running as long as they should be. Because typically they do run longer. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I fly by the seat of my pants. Alright, so we've got fuel. Let's go get the 2 oil barrels. Let's transport this stuff to Block Gamma. Have an Azov 76310, Tega 6453, and Tuz Veteran 270. Nice. Gonna grab a Coke now because I'm really thirsty. Gotta sneak though because every normal human in the house is asleep by now. So, yeah, Bearded Bushman, this game I find to be wonderfully relaxing. This game, and I will always compare this game to life itself and the way that this game plays out. And even though this game kind of seems like it's just, transport cargo from A to B, but it is so much more than that. I love it. I love the terrain. I love the vehicles. I love the sound and the background music, and just, this wonderful, wonderful wilderness that we find ourselves in. Gotta listen to the in-game music, makes it better. Absolutely it does. It's a thinking game. Yes, you are correct. Puma Rico and I found a guy on here called Old Mayo last night. He is pretty cool, kind of like Puma Light. Interesting. So he's slightly less hostile. Yeah, I find you're correct. I find that the music sometimes it does fade in and out more than you'd want it to. I would enjoy it if it was more consistent. But then again, a lot of times the engine typically drowns out the sound of the cool background music. So there is that as well. All right, let's come in from this way, loop around, get the oil barrels, bring it to the other place. And then let's feel good about ourselves, because we will be feeling accomplished. Have to wait 2 hours for the music. Yes, 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 yes. And it'll kick in when you do the map transfer when everything is quiet, and then you start driving around, and then the engine drowns out the music again. All right, so not concrete blocks, but we want 1, 2 oil barrels. Good to go. Actually, what are our settings here? Hold on, let's check the settings. So, video, brightness, motion blur, first person, audio. Yeah, everything's at 100%. Everything is at 100%. I just listen to Spotify instead. Yeah, Spotify is a very good alternative. But no, I love this game. I love everything about this game. This is the Season 4 DLC. We are at the tail end of this, where the overall goal is to launch a rocket. But we're getting there. Rank 18. Sometimes it gives me Red Dead Redemption 2 vibes when the music... Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I'm going to go... I'm Italian. All right. Elite Giulio. Thank you very much. Planning on get a PlayStation 4, hopefully Sephoris. That would be very cool. So, betraying Rico. Puma rated him after the stream. Okay. Yeah, I saw the clip last night from Puma and the mighty Doomfist. Elite Julio, thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for hanging out. And thank you very much for following along with the raid. It is greatly appreciated. And all you guys that bounced in with the raid, I definitely appreciate that quite a bit. I love this game, though. I absolutely love this game. And it's cool to be able to just kind of sit back, chill, talk to everybody, and hang out, and just have a good time. Oh, wait, there's another trailer over there, too. Yeah, that's another trailer that I'm going to have to bring back, because I've got so many trailers. Back with a good old Coke. You know what would make that Coca-Cola a little bit better? A giant slice of cake. Chocolate cake. That's what would make that better. But that's just my opinion. Now I want chocolate cake. Actually, I was thinking over the weekend I really wanted some cheesecake. Bottle of crap. But if it was in a storm iron mug. I mean, potentially. Although usually... Actually, I've got... I picked it up from the Highland Games in 2019. It was like one of those... not like a drinking horn, but the horn-style mug. And that was actually really good. That thing is cool. That'll hold approximately 24 ounces of fluid. You know what I am going to do, though? I'm going to bring this trailer a little bit closer, because eventually I do want to bring some trailers in and actually get some money back from them. Just went over to the room where we kept our drinks, and you have to leave the house for that. We keep them there because it gets cold in that room. So it's pouring rain everywhere, and my doghouse isn't really waterproof, but my dog's still laying inside. Your typos today are next level. Well, you know what? I can decipher that. I can absolutely decipher that. And we're just gonna drag this trailer. To hell with like actually doing it correctly. Although realistically, we probably should, you know, do something about that. Ordered a new drinking horn that will hold over. That's 750 bottles. 150 milliliters. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, so let's do this. And will it flip around? Don't know. Regular wine bottle? Okay. I will take your word for that. And we'll just kind of spun it around. And then let's get the winch on the back. Right there. There we go. Okay. Now we can take it with us. We're good. Good-ish. The dog is gonna smell tomorrow. Man, I can't even imagine. I am lucky that I have pets that don't smell. Yeah, my two spiders, they're in terrariums, and they don't smell. I mean, maybe if you stuff your cat's cough. Yeah, cats are just kind of jerks, though. Like, 2 dogs and a cat. Yeah, I've got 2 spiders. My 2 spiders are more than enough. One of them is still not eating as much as it really should. But you have 4 dogs. Yes, that's right, Norman, you have the pig. I had forgotten about that. Cats form an opinion about you. Dog will love you as long as you fill its bowl. That is brilliant. Yes. You are absolutely correct about that. Very true. Let's get out of the mud. Let's get our medium pipes and our oil barrels delivered. Let's get this trailer, because I'm probably too... Oh, no, we're not too far. Score. Score 1 for the home team. Well, if anything, let's just pull the trailer closer. That way we can kind of winch ourselves a little bit further along in the mud. And let's see. Dogs will always be there for you as well. like you want to hug something, hug your dog. Dogs will love you if you bring them treats. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. My spiders don't give a crap about me. My spiders don't give a damn about anything. Also, why are we not making any forward progress here? Are we stuck on something? There we go. There we go. Come on now. Your cat hates you. She just assaults you anytime. Yeah, that's unfortunate. My buddy's dog freaks out every time they hear the motorcycle coming. Some dogs panic over, like, any kind of sound whatsoever. Is it raining outside? Dog's panicking. Throwing some thunder? Dog's really panicking. Forget 4th of July. They go nuts. Alright. Yeah, we're, like, buried up to the axles in this thing. We need a little bit of a helping hand. That could be your dog scared of most things. And then there's also dogs that are scared of being left alone. Like dogs with separation anxiety. Dog knows your motorcycle sound. There you go. Come on now. We got a half a tank of fuel. We're at the fork in the road. That works out pretty okay. We have a truck with a maintenance trailer right there, which we don't really need to make use of at the moment, so we're good. We're good. Your dog smiles. It's the funniest thing. Norman, that's got to be awesome. That's got to be awesome. My dog is crazy one. We have this gate at the stairs so they don't run up the stairs. Guess who smashed the gate with his head? Not allowed to bring the pig ears. Good enough. They literally sent an image. One of the bars still hasn't been fixed. One gets bad gas from pig ears. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, I probably would too if I ate pig ears. I wonder if they taste like bacon. Mine is shivering whenever there is an explosion or something like that on New Year's Eve is a nightmare. Yes. Yeah. That'll definitely happen. That'll definitely most assuredly happen. So his wife ticks me off bringing them... I bring them for them. Yeah, New Year's Eve definitely, if your dog doesn't like loud noises or gets kind of excitable very quickly, potentially, yeah. New Year's Eve, 4th of July, stuff like that. Well, 4th of July here. Depends on where everybody else is from. Mine hates it when the wife or kids are gone. He'll lay by you and whine for a solid 20 minutes when they leave. A baby Benadryl for those days. Yeah. All right. We're getting closer. And we have so many trailers to bring back. This is kind of crazy. 4th of July is worse since the windows are... Yeah, it's warm outside. The windows are open. And there's so much noise. I have an idea for spinning around that truck with that trailer. We'll have to figure it out later. Gaming! Gaming M's. It is so delightful of you to stop by. Thank you very much. I appreciate you popping on in. I hope you are well. I hope everything is fantastic. And I still had an absolute blast in your stream when when watching you play. What game was that? I can't remember the name of the game. It was a horror game, but also when we popped by and you were playing Drunken Grand Theft Auto, just driving around. Yeah, you guys definitely don't have 4th of July over in Germany. That is a definite North American, United States kind of thing that happens. Drunken GTA is a vibe, absolutely. There's actually an easy way to deal with that, but it takes time to work with the dog. Right, why is it not going under the rules? Well, you know what? Cirque Lunicus had decided to guide things in your direction, and we popped on by. You were having some technical issues, so we hung out, we waited, and, then we popped on in, and it was a good time. And I am glad that you came by to check things out. I'm always glad when everybody pops on in, checks stuff out, hangs out, put your feet up, watch the tomfoolery, listen to whatever we got going on. And if you want to check out Gaming M's, last seen playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. Although that is not Spider-Man. That is a horror-type game right there. That is what you were playing the other day. And... was that the one? No, that might have been a different one. That might have... yeah. Yeah, you had... You know what? But we all suffer from technical issues. So... Ivar doesn't mind them at all. He just chills and plays with the kids. Yeah, so we are currently discussing loud noises and pets. so that is what we're on right now. Dead of Night. Horrible game, but very recommended. Very cool. I am a PlayStation console player, so I'm somewhat limited as to the types of games that a lot of other people stream. But I play a lot of SnowRunner, so I pretty much stream all SnowRunner. You have a dog and she hates loud noises, yeah. So we're discussing New Year's Eve and 4th of July here in the States.
All right. That, and now we just need the large pipes. So this is kind of awesome. So we are one piece of cargo away from what we have to do. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get a little froggy. As long as we have SnowRunner on console, we're fine. Yes, absolutely. Because we like SnowRunner. SnowRunner is a blast. SnowRunner is a chill game to kick back and just hang out, talk, have fun, goof off, text and drive. We used to give your dog Valium as she was so panicky during. Wow, like straight up Valium. That's something. Bit more calm now. So, funny story about Valium. Hell is a holiday again. So it's vet prescribed Valium. So one time, it was over the summertime, I was working and I had helped build a go-kart and I was testing the go-kart out. The go-kart building was a side project for one of the owners of the company. So tested the thing out. It didn't have the best brakes. It didn't really have a gas pedal. It was just a throttle cable with linkage where it was you just set it and go. And then off you went. So in testing this thing, kick the throttle up, go flying off. It kind of had we'll put brakes in a quotation mark, okay? So it had a live axle. So both tires spun at the same time. So to get the thing to slide was really, really easy. I got it to slide, and it had begun to hop, and it had hooked, and the whole thing went over. I wound up underneath the back end, and I actually, you can't really see it here, but I got right there. That's where the brake disc hit my elbow, opened my elbow up, and it was this huge, like deep, just slice right into my elbow. And you can see like the white fleshy stuff in there. And this is a long time ago, so it's no big deal. I still have the scar from it, but I also still have the road rash scar on my arm. And what had happened is basically the road rash was the equivalent of second-degree burns from just skidding across the ground. So got up, kicked the thing off me, went inside the building. There's a whole bunch of people around. So we went inside the building, put my arm under the water, and then promptly went to the emergency room. I was a little bit not very super into the idea of having to get Novocaine. Was it Novocaine? I think it was Novocaine injections into the palm of my hand and my elbow so they could, one, clean it and clean out the rocks and grit and dirt and everything else, and two, stitch it up. So I was a little bit worked up at this point in time. The accident didn't have me worked up. The thought of getting jabbed with the Novocaine got me worked up. So, it was less painful than you would think, actually. And I do remember all of this quite vividly. But they said, well, we could give you something to calm you down. And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to give me a pill. They're going to give me something. So the nurse comes in with another shot, and she's like, roll over. I'm like, huh? And I'm only like 17 at the time. It's like, no, roll over, drop trow. So they had to give me a shot in the ass cheek with, I think it was Demerol. And that was to, like, mellow me out a little bit, because I was, kind of a little bit worked up in the situation I was in. So it didn't really do much. Like, I tried to relax, but I tried to kind of just, like, be chill about it because I was still kind of worked up at that point. So it was 4 or 5 shots of Novocaine in the palm of the hand. Then it was another 5 or 6 shots in the elbow, and then they stitched everything up. Yeah, it was definitely... They gave me the goof juice. No, it really wasn't anything like that. It wasn't like Valium or anything, but it was I remember specifically it was Demerol, and I think it was in my right butt cheek. And that was a unique experience because I never actually had to receive a shot in my butt cheek. So that's a new one. So, you know. Moving on. These are the type of things that we talk about here. Let's see. Mine was afraid of almost everything, but I worked a lot with him. Couldn't fix everything, but most of the problems are now... he's 40 kilograms of muscle and goofy joint. That is awesome, Rumbata. It's very interesting, actually. And, I mean, I've had a fair number of dumb stuff. Well, not really dumb stuff, but you do stuff, you live, you learn the hard way. One of the other rather interesting things that I actually did... Hold on. We checked the map. We didn't look where we were going. Okay, we're going over here. We're going to go over here, and we're going to get the large pipes from over there. So, well, there was the one time that I get the... I went in for hernia surgery for the first time. So, Andy, I'll get back to that, man. I will get back to that. So I went in for hernia surgery. And the nurse was like, okay, I need to know, you know, is there anything... She basically states it as, is there anything I should know? And I'm like, yeah, I am super afraid of needles. And without skipping a beat, she looks at me, and at the time I had a single tattoo on my upper shoulder. You're on a morphine drip after your cancer surgery. Yeah, that'll probably knock you for a loop as well. Andy, you are one of the lucky ones. So, without skipping a beat, after I tell the nurse that I am, like, really not into needles, because she had to give me the IV to get me ready for surgery, and she looks at me without even hesitating. You're lying. You have a tattoo. There's no way that you're afraid of needles. And I'm like, whoa, what? And this nurse wants to be, like, you know, argumentative with me. And I've never had surgery. I'm panicked out of my mind at this point in time. It's 6 o'clock in the morning because you have to get there first thing. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. I don't want to argue with you. I don't like needles. And a tattoo is completely different than getting a shot. A tattoo is completely different than getting an IV. It's a lot different. And just this nurse just wanted to be like just a malicious jerk about it. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't know what I did to this lady to piss her off, but I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Please, 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 let everything be okay. Oh, God. But, this is a chill stream, feeling very mellow. Like I've had a shot in the right butt cheek. You know, I guess that's what we go for here. Although I don't think I would be the equivalent of a shot of Demerol in the right ass cheek. Although we try to keep it, we do try to keep things very chill, very mellow. She was real desperate to give you that. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. So, yeah, that was my first hernia surgery. The second one, I'm kind of like edible. Storm of Iron edibles, where we serenade you off to La La Land. I mean, it's got potential. Market that stuff. But, yeah, that was the first time. And when I came out of surgery, they actually, they opened me up. So I've got, like, these two really big, they're like this long each, scars at my belt line. And I'm not a very, like, overly hairy person either, but they did shave things. And it's always interesting to know after the fact that when you wake up that, like, people have gone, you know, places. People have gone places. And I guess it's my fault for basically telling the dude, or the doctor, or the surgeon, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything. You guys do your thing. Just wake me up when you're done. I'll be right here. I'm not going anywhere. So, yeah, Andy, you are definitely lucky that you have not had surgery either. Okay, this is the large pipe we're going to get. So we're going to try to transport that large pipe on this truck that is also very tippy to the other map to drop stuff off. All right, hate medical needles. Big difference between a shot and a tattoo. I get borderline violent when I see them coming with a needle. I tell them if they need to stick me, do it quickly when I'm not looking. I went in for kidney stone a few years ago. There were some freshmen trying to get her hours in, so they had her do the IV. She pushes in the IV, but the hose came undone at the other end, so it was open. Of course, with a kidney stone, I'm in pain, crazy high blood pressure. The open hose starts spraying all over the place. She's freaking out. Nurse is laughing. That is, you know, Triple 88, I would say that is a comedy of errors, but only in the loosest of sense. That is amateur hour stuff, Storm. I have some surgical story to tell you. Oh, dude. Well, Jeffrey, you are missing, like, part of yourself. Like, realistically, it could have got up and walked away. I would imagine. If it could walk away under its own power. But I don't think that's possible. Always like talking to everyone in the operating room, and I know almost all the anesthesiologists in the VA hospital. Well, I'd imagine there's not really a high turnover rate in something like that, so if you get to know somebody... Why are you sending me messages now? If you don't mind, could you take your shoes off before walking on the grass? Of course. Oh yeah, it's running away. We're good. We're fine. Not worried about it. But yeah, after I got out of surgery, I woke up and there was 2 tubes running into my midsection, and they were connected to like this. It's like a specialized rubber ball filled with medicine, and the thing had like a valve in it, so it was supposed to deliver antibiotics and pain medication to the source of the surgery. Which, what they don't tell you is that you've got to remove the tubes yourself after a certain number of days. So that was a trip. I had to have my old man help me with that one because I was totally weirded out by the whole situation. After 16 trips to the OR, yeah, I mean, that'll do it. Funniest one was when I wrecked my bike, was already missing the toes on my left foot. The nurse took my boots off and asked where my toes were. And without missing a beat, I told her they were when I crashed. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? That's probably the best thing I've heard all day. Hands down. And I know we are probably driving some people away with wonderful, weird medical talk and stuff like that, but, you know, we're here to talk about whatever. We're here to talk about anything and everything and have a good time doing it and just enjoy stuff. So, a little bit of medical stuff, it's all part of life. All right, let's see if we can't get across here without dumping this thing. Ooh, no. No. Come on now. See, it bounced us back. Ugh. These stories are the best stories. That's so bad it's great. You have my respects to drive over that river with that chassis. Which transmission do you think is better? Fine-tuned. So here's the thing about the fine-tuned transmission. Also, I'm apparently stuck. There are no winch points. We're kind of boned. I'm listening while eating breakfast. This is great. Background Rage, I am so glad you're here. Yeah, we are totally high-sided right here. So the fine-tuned transmission works with someone who, say, has a keyboard and mouse, because with a keyboard, it's either full throttle or no throttle. It's like an on-off switch, that's it. We're lucky with the joystick because we have the ability to regulate the amount of throttle input. So if you want to use the fine-tune transmission to regulate the throttle input, just not great at typing one-handed and not spilling porridge everywhere. You know what? I had cinnamon apple oatmeal this morning for breakfast. That's what I had. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the garage real quick. We're going to get a vehicle to remedy this situation. I like the off-road transmission, to be perfectly honest. The off-road transmission is pretty much where it's at. What is this part throttle nonsense? Here I want a throttle on toggle switch. What is it? I forget what it had. First meal was around 3. Gaming M's, thank you so very much for stopping by and hanging out. I am glad that you finally got to drop by. And, all right, we get a... Thank you for the cheer. Awesome. And Gaming M's, we will definitely see you again. For sure. All right, you know what? Let's take the Tatra. Absolutely take the Tatra. T813. Let's do this. Because we haven't rolled this one out here for a while. Although, we are... You know what? I should be able to use this. I should. It's true. I do like cinnamon and apple. I think it was... Was it Quaker Oats? Yeah. It was Quaker Oats. Wonder what the sticker on the windshield says? This one, I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I'm sure that someone here probably knows exactly what that says. Me personally, I don't know what that says. Although it might say something about what the sticker is back in the garage when you're putting it on. So, that's all right, though. All right, we will send our rescue truck. See, if I had just continued Storm of Irony, that's exactly what it says. That is exactly what it says. Oh, man. Storm of Irony in the Storm of Discord. I do like the high-pitched whine that the engine and drivetrain really make. Dreading this fall. Baked apples with cinnamon and powdered sugar. Ooh. You know what? Who here, yeah, that's kind of what I figured, Sephoris. So who here is a fan of apple crisp? And I don't know if that's like a regional thing, or if apple crisp is like a worldwide wonderful delicacy. Because you totally baked apples with cinnamon and powdered sugar. So, baked apples with like cinnamon sugar and like a coffee cake muffin, like the crumbly stuff. Never heard of apple crisp? Oh, if you guys outside of the United States and you owe it to yourself to try apple crisp. So it is also, so you slice up, you core, slice, and peel apples. And then you call it apple slice? Okay. Then you add some butter to it, I think. I think it's got butter in it. And then you use like cinnamon sugar powdery stuff on the top of it. Apple dumplings or fritters, absolutely, Lower. Hands down. I'm from the South, we have apple butter. That sounds fantastic. Also, which way are we going? We're going, okay. Going that way. Got it. You have to go in for... So is that a check loader, or is that like actual like surgery related stuff? Apple crumble. Ooh. We have apple butter here, too. I have a jar in the fridge. You know what? Now I gotta find apple butter. I wonder if Amazon has apple butter. It's like jam made with apples and cinnamon. Ugh. I like the sound of that. And that's it. It's apple crisp. It's like a fall kind of thing around here. So a baker's dozen, if you will. Oy. Yeah, but at least they caught stuff like that, so that's kind of a good thing. But yeah, apple crisp. And I think you get like these packets of stuff, and it effectively makes it like whatever that crumble stuff is on like a coffee cake or a coffee cake muffin. Awake for half of it, woke up from anesthesia. Okay. Yeah, that's no good. Look at the corner, down the hill, the back of the twin steer, say hello, and to potentially rescue ourselves from ourselves. After you bake the apples, pour the cinnamon and the powdered sugar, the one which looks like flour, yes, powdered, yep, on top while the apples are still, ooh. You know what, Rambada? That sounds fantastic. Well, I mean, if you're going to watch something like that, I mean, watch it like it's a sports game. Four 70-inch screens, 4K Ultra HD. I just hope this thing doesn't sink in the ice when I get it down on there. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose. This thing's also, I think it has, yeah, this thing has fuel too, so I can kind of use, yeah, 160 liters, so it's going to be a drop in the bucket for the twin steer, but yeah, Relic, I completely, so yeah, Relic knows what I'm talking about. Oh wow, we didn't tip over, so that's a plus. I had those for some of my brain surgeries. That's wild. It's got so much Ultra HD, you can see where all the thoughts and the thoughts and ideas are traveling. So, let's get ourselves over here. And then let's give ourselves a little push. Be like that. See? See, now we know what we're doing. We got this. We got this. Change the trucks. All right. Just push. Small little push. Navigate slowly the wonderful terrain that we are on. Okay. You good? A little bit of ice hitting the front end of the catchers. There we go. We're across. We made it across. Oh, this is fantastic. The fact that I can even cross that with my Tuz 16, but you, and with a twin steer, yeah. Yep. Well, the twin steer got high-sided on that little tiny bit in the beginning, so that was the only thing. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Let's bear to the right. We'll bear to the right. I woke up during one of my amputation, but I was so medicated, I laughed and chatted. All right, then. Laughed and chatted with the nurses while you were having your lower extremity removed. Yeah, you should have gone through the rocks, not the giant hole in the ground. Well, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's all good. We'll make it, though. But this is the last piece of cargo to transport to Block Gamma for Cherno commenced. It is very hardcore rage. That is the most hardcore of hardcore. We have some delightfully wonderful people in here. We have some amazing people. And I am all better for all of you being here. You have no idea. And I know it gets like thrown around a lot. I know everybody talks about it and stuff like that, but without all you guys, this is a lot less fun. No joke. What are we doing? 10 points of damage. That's fine. All right. Yeah, this is like way less fun with all you guys. Your life is pretty boring. So actually, Andy, that reminds me of the time that I did break my wrist. I broke my wrist on a four-wheeler, and I might have mentioned this at one point in time before, but there's a small bone, and it's kind of crescent-shaped, and it's like right in here. My life is never that. And Jeffrey, we would never expect anything less. Okay, we like that. So there's a little crescent-shaped piece of bone in there, and when I was riding the four-wheeler, I went up over a rise, and one of the tires hit a stump underneath a bush that I didn't see. So the tires kick like this instantly, which means the handlebars go like this instantly. And it jammed the handlebar into my hand. I almost went up and over the handlebars, but I didn't. I had to stop. I think it might have almost stalled out at that point in time. But I had a riding glove on. So I had the riding glove. I took the glove off because I was afraid that like I had popped something through my skin. It was just intense pain at that point in time. So I take the glove off. I'm looking at my hand. I can squeeze my hand. It's sore, but I can still squeeze my hand. So I'm like, all right. So I put the glove back on, and I do myself like a real tight wrap on the glove. So it's now supporting my wrist. I go, because that's the clutch hand too. So I go, I make sure that I can still pull the clutch. It is very painful at this point. So I'm like, all right, maybe I just like jammed it up real good. I bruised it or something. So we finish the ride. We end up going to a car show that was at I think a local middle school or something at the time. Walked around a little bit, went home, and by this time, my hand had begun to swell up. And I went from having knuckles on my hand to having dimples. My hand had swelled up so much that I had dimples on my hand instead of knuckles. It was recommended to me that I should go to the emergency room and have it checked out. I'm like, well, I don't want to go. It feels fine. So it was like, well, what if we call ahead? If we call ahead, will you go to the emergency room if there's nobody there? Okay, fine. I'll go to the emergency room if there's no wait, and then, kind of take it from there. So I don't know which emergency room was called, but I went to the emergency room. It was packed full. The admitting nurse was a very angry human being who just pretty much, like, verbally assaulted me the second I was standing at her counter for too long, because she apparently did not have time for me. I stood back against the wall. I had actually taken my brother with me just in case, like, he had to drive or something like that. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at everybody in the waiting room, and I'm looking at the admitting nurse like, she's Nurse Ratched over there or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty okay right now. I'm going to head out. So instead of getting an x-ray on my wrist, I went to Wendy's and got like a friggin' double Wendy's Dave burger. Have to dig out my neuropathy photos and share them in your... Yes, by all means. Oh, man. That'll be something. Oh, dude. Oh, you know what? Try this. Come on now. We're making some progress. Digging ourselves along here. What we're doing. So, the next day, so this was on a Sunday that this whole thing had taken place. Today is 1 month. 1 month is your birthday. Okay, Andy, that is awesome. Fantastic. Pics of your radiation masks. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so all of this happened on a Sunday. And on Monday, I had decided to call up my doctor and was like, hey, you know, I did a thing. Okay, fine. Come in, check them out. You know, we'll take a look. So I went to the doctors. They checked me out. They were like, yeah, I mean, everything seems kind of fine. It looks like you can move it. Maybe it's just really bruised. So I'm like, all right, cool. Okay, so I'm fine then. So the receptionist at the time, after I had left, was explaining in more detail to the doctor what particular kind of, you know, piece of equipment I was riding and just how violently I had smashed my hand. So they were like, you know what? Maybe you should go get it checked out. So we'll make you an appointment in the hospital to get the x-rays and then get checked out. I'm like, all right, fine. So I went, I think later that day, got the x-rays. They sent me home, didn't say anything. I was waiting to hear from the doctor for the rest of the day. Never heard anything. Called him up even at the end of the day. Yeah, you know, if we haven't heard anything by now, everything's probably okay. I'm like, fine, cool, great, awesome, it's just bruised. We'll go with that. So, the very next morning, they call me, oh crap. They call me at work the very next morning. And it's the receptionist who I had dealt with. And they were like, she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm working. Well, that's what I thought, 8888. So, I didn't figure anything was wrong until she calls up the next morning and says, what are you doing? You need to stop using your hand immediately. District B13, thank you very much for stopping by, for hanging out. I hope you have an awesome evening. Guys, if you want to see more SnowRunner in hardcore mode, go check out District B13. The dude has it on point. So yeah, the receptionist is like, yeah, you need to stop using your hand. Don't write with it. Don't lift anything with it. You have, like, possibly bone splinters floating around inside of your wrist. I was like, oh, damn. So now what? Well, we're going to make an appointment for you to go to the emergency room so that you can go in the emergency room, get more x-rays, double-check it, and then they're going to set the bone and give you a cast. So I went through the workday, really kind of dreading having to do this. Went in there, they took x-rays. Yep, it's still broken. Everything's where it should be. There's no real bone splinters floating around, so we can do this. So I'm like, okay, so everything's fine. I can go home. Everything's right as rain. And they're like, no. We need to put you in a cast. First cast I've ever had. Not a fan. Although, here's the funny part. They gave me an option for colors, and oddly enough, they had Yamaha blue as one of the colors. So the color of my cast matched my four-wheeler at the time, the one that I had broken my wrist on. So that was a thing. There are masks that made that are skin tight to fasten me to the table when they put me in the machine to do the radiation treatments. Gotcha. I did not know what that was. That is interesting. All right. Let's back up a little bit. Let's refuel because we're going to need fuel. Refuel. You know what? The hell with that. And then we'll use fuel in the roof rack fill up the Tatra. So we'll be good. Much cooler, much cooler story than falling out of bed with the dots on them for aim. Oh, man. That's so wild. Oh, that's so wild. Hey, but background rage. Not all of us can say that we fell out of bed in like what is it? You're in like a clean room, right? So you're in like ultra quarantine or something like that. But you know what? You get this little window to the world where we get to hang out and you get to pop by and you get to visit us. And I am way too happy that you get to hang out with us and you've chosen to spend your time around this goofy place here, which certainly puts a smile on my face. Not gonna lie. Really like that. I like when everybody hangs out. It's fun like that. I feel like playing SnowRunner, but I don't feel like having an airplane in my room. Oh, with the PlayStation, kind of doing the cranking kind of thing. Well then, I believe one particular Sergeant Rusty has decided to stop by with a raid, and all of his Rusty Raiders. Absolutely. Guys, how are you? How is everything? I hope your stream went well. Sorry I had to dip out there because I was still doing the work thing, and you know how that goes. So, Major Nuts, Sergeant Rusty, betraying Rico, howdy Raiders. Let's see. Let's give that wonderful shout out to a delightful fellow by the name of Sergeant Rusty. That is Sergeant Rusty in SnowRunner. Last seen playing SnowRunner. Also, we're apparently loading up into Chernokamensky again. So we're taking our time. Really great stream and just working in Amur, trying to get stuff done. So here's the thing. We're in Amur. We're in Chernokamensky. We have one piece of cargo to get to that factory just across the way over there. So we're here. Factory's here. The last thing we need to do for Block Gamma is transport this large pipe using our rather delightful twin steer. So we've succeeded in not tipping over. And I know I say that now, and I curse myself for potentially winding up like a turtle in very short order. So we're going to take it slow because we want this giant pipe, this large pipe. Although, you know what? No, I've got plenty of stuff that I can rescue. You can't help but like the twin steer. You are 100% correct. And I was running the twin steer convoy again for a whole myriad of small pipes. So we did that. Back end coder. We're all about the twin steer. So are you talking about the all-wheel drive upgrade from Amandra? that is like the closest thing that you can get once you enter that map. Did we just miss that? Oh no. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go over here and go down here because it's a little bit easier. Yeah. So this truck is a great truck. It is made even better when you get the all-wheel drive upgrade. But also, don't forget that you can get the all-wheel drive upgrade for the GMC 9500. Powerade 97U. Thank you very much for the follow. Converted by Logitech pedals to load cell. Bumblebee Farmer. Bumblebee Farmer 81. I have a particular affinity for bumblebees because my car is a bumblebee. Bright yellow with black stripes. Gotta love it. Guys, thank you very much for the raid. Sergeant Rusty, as always, it is an absolute pleasure and an honor. You delight me with your presence, good sir. and all of you wonderful people who came along for the raid. It is so cool. Because we're just here. We're in Amor. We're still cranking along with SnowRunner. And we're having a good time. I say that, and I realize that we're going down a rather interesting pitch and grade with the truck. The truck that is most prone to tipping over. So you know what? Let's just go for it. All right, gotta go. Have a great stream and evening. Take care all. Rumbada, as always, thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for hanging out. It is always appreciated. All you guys are always appreciated. Because like I said, you know, without you guys, this is way less fun. Which way are we going? Nope, that's right. Not paying attention. That's what happens when we text and drive. 2 a.m. again. Gonna head out at this moment. You guys enjoy the stream. See you in the future. Peace out. Andy, thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you for sticking around as long as you did. You have a great rest of your evening / morning / day in the future. Electric room as me of the twin star. I love the twin steer. The twin steer is awesome. The twin steer is a juggernaut and a powerhouse that takes a significant amount of finesse and a little bit of luck. I like the twin steer. The twin steer is just, it is a beast and a juggernaut. This thing just makes it work. And it is one of the fastest trucks in the game, too. Like, if you put the highway transmission in this thing, it is a road-going missile. And this has been one of the vehicles that has made it furthest in our delightful game of truck darts that we do every now and again. Which truck darts I don't have set up for the moment, but I need to reset truck darts, and I've got actually a really fun idea. Yes, back-end coder, you are completely correct. I mean, we're pulling down, you know, mid-20s, high 20s. Then again, we're in, you know, regular automatic gear, so. But you run everything with, like, support trucks, and especially in Amor, you need support trucks. Hands down, you need support trucks. Erska River, there's really nothing close at hand. Northern Aegis installation. The fuel station is in the worst possible location ever. Still got your tab, my friend. That is totally cool, Beast of Time. Totally cool, man. We're still here. We're still trucking. We are now going to deliver the last piece of cargo that is going to let us build the fuel processing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. That was weird. That was really weird. Apparently we scared that trailer. We scared that trailer so much. It went flying. Oh boy. Yep, there goes our suspension. And fuel tank. Oh crap. Crap, 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 crap. No! We almost made it. Okay, we didn't lose it completely. Didn't lose it completely. So, now, let us do, where do we go? This guy. Conveniently enough, we left this truck right here. We're good, though, because we have plenty of opportunities to save our bacon. Nah, it's all good betraying Rico. See, this is why we have support trucks. This is why we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 trucks just kind of chilling here. So we're going to run in here with the wonderful Zix 605R, which has a super useful crane on the back of it. Crane mode. Okay, good. So we don't have the crane glitch, which is awesome. Also, guys, I don't know if you can see the winch point that is on that oversized cargo right there. All according to the script. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Lift. And lower. All right. Disconnect. And then we've learned that we need to actually change trucks this way so that the cranes don't glitch out. Pack cargo, and we are off and running again. Now, if you use the horn, a lot of the stuff that actually can be like pushed around and broken will fall out of the way. So it presents less of an opportunity to totally bone you. Okay, so we're here. Cargo management. One last piece of cargo. And this is the last bit of the fuel processing plant. Fuel processing plant constructed. Block Gamma. Great work, right on time. Everything's ready for production. We have contacted the regulators, so we have to wait for their inspection and start the production. Boom! Okay, so let's see. So will they sell you fuel? Nope. Of course not. So, let's see. Deliver to the Hermit's cabin. Cargo containers. You know, it's kind of funny. What is this? Humanitarian mission? So, humanitarian mission is this one here. And if we want cargo containers, 2 of them, I think they're actually like right here. Thank you very much, Sergeant Rusty. Put a few pictures of the treatment in Discord under general. Okay, we will check that out. But the next one that we have available to us is Liftoff. And this one will be the rocket carrier platform. So this is over in the Cosmodrome. So tell you what. Let's recover some of these trucks. Not all of them. Global map, over to Cosmodrome. Let's see what we're working with here. So, deliver to the launch pad. How is that going to work? Rocket carrier. Okay, so the rocket carrier platform's there. Reach mission control, which is over here. Okay. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I have no idea how this is all going to work out, but this will be interesting. Actually, wait a minute. Hey now. I've got the Tatra right over there. Why don't we see, I know, I kind of figured that much, Loader. Because it's a short little area, so. And it doesn't say it needs a, food is on the way. Relic, what are you getting for food, my friend? Let's go to the Cosmodrome. Oh, that's wild. That is weird. Mexican. Oh, I had a wonderful burrito the other day. And I kind of want Moe's again for some reason. I also want Taco Bell that doesn't, you know. Now I want Mexican, damn it. Yeah, I get Sunday? That Saturday? Maybe Saturday. I can't remember. But I had a burrito. I had a really nice burrito the other day. It was really good. Oh, Mexican food is the best. Background rage. It is the best. So, with that said, let's make it daytime again. We are near the fuel station. We are also near the launch pad, so we can potentially... Yeah. We could potentially do some stuff here. We're actually kind of close. Although, we can actually drive from the factory with other trucks. Although I had a rather disappointing Philly cheesesteak burrito a few months ago. I want a real chimichanga with big serving of guac. The guacamole that they have at the Mexican place not too far from me is actually really good. I like actual I don't usually like guacamole, but I like actual legit guacamole from like Mexican restaurants and stuff. A Philly cheesesteak burrito. That sounds good though. Although that sounds like a Hot Pocket. That sounds like a particular flavor of a Hot Pocket, of which I would eat probably 15 of, but that's beside the point. All right, where are we going? We're just going straight across. Okay. Straight across, and then we're near all of the stuff. Ever noticed the horns on the Russian trucks sound like a hockey horn? Like goal? They do have Philly Hot Pockets. Yes, that's what I thought. I normally get the chimichangas, but have ventured out a little bit. Ooh, relic. You gotta break loose every now and again. I try to kind of change things up every now and again too. Because like the same stuff over and over again, it's good and you know what you're getting. But it's not bad if you're a little bit adventurous. So there's that. Let's just get to the fuel station. Let's refuel this thing. And let's see what the little Tatra can do. I mean, we've got potential, so. I do like this thing. It's fun because it's different. It's very different than basically everything else. And the way that the tires articulate as they roll across various different surfaces and stuff, that's also pretty cool. I dig it. With a shovel. I like hockey horns. That is kind of funny, though. And, it, you know, it's a really solid observation, I'll tell you that much. I could really go for some salsa right now. Thought I'd branch out, try something completely different, but my Uber driver was a dick and got lost and then wouldn't actually drive up to the reception area of work, so I had to walk out to the road. The entrance is on the opposite side of the building, so it was cold and not fabulous by the time I actually got it. So we'll have to give it another try. I love the idea of Hot Pockets, but it's not something readily available here. I did not realize that Hot Pockets were not a global kind of thing. I'm watching a YouTube vid with some guys shooting a Ford Ranger with a 50 cal. That will most assuredly put a Ford Ranger out of its misery. Beyond a shadow of a doubt right there. Like, we talking 50 cal like Barrett 50 cal? Or are we talking like Ma Deuce 50 cal? Where's the gas station? There's the gas station. FPS Russia. Oh my god, that guy. He had a very interesting channel, and it was a fun channel. But boy, oh boy, if you read some of the stuff that happened when FPS Russia kind of, like, wrapped up. FPS Russia was... There was some weird stuff that happened. Alright. So fill up the Tatra, fill up the roof rack, and now, what is the easiest way to get us back to this area? I'm gonna say... kind of, yeah, if we loop back that way, probably. But then there's that. I don't know if I can get down the probably not down the railroad track. Yeah, he did get raided. Yep, he got into Huge legal trouble. So he was partners with another guy, and it was the other guy who had all of the licenses for all of the firearms. FPS Russia was effectively just the face of the channel. Hey, oh, you know what? I need to go down one of those tracks anyways because there is a thing down there that I have to hit. So FPS Russia was effectively just the face of the channel, and the other guy supplied the guns, but he was also, the other guy that he was in business with was murdered. They never found who did it. A lot of the blame fell on FPS Russia, even though there wasn't any real evidence or anything like that. He did time, I believe. And he now just basically does podcasts. So, it's unfortunate, but that is there. Let's see. Gotta get around to the other side here, see what they're doing. Check it out a little bit. You know what? Let's see if we can't kind of make it around here. What if this is ice or mud? It's mud. Yeah, it is kind of a bummer. But yeah, his business partner got murdered, and basically a lot of it was like the ATF essentially just trying to make a point or like point fingers. So he did time, and now because he did time, he can't really do any of that firearm stuff anymore. So I do know that this is the wrong way, but I want to hit the there's a visitation area right down there. He got popped with pot and hash, did 2 months, and they confiscated. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, all right. Since we're on the FPS Russia thing, did you see what happens to Kentucky Ballistics? What happened to Kentucky Ballistics? No. I do remember, however, does anybody remember the Discovery Channel show Sons of Guns? And how messed up that show was? Oh wow, this is a lot closer than I thought it was. Oh, and there's a loaf down there. Alright, so now, let's try to get back. Without falling off the edge. That would be key. Yeah, Sons of Guns was just weird. All of that stuff that happened, and to that channel, or not channel, but business, man, that guy was shady. That guy was shady. And I think he was convicted of, it was something to do with his daughter. The whole thing, I would have to go back and read exactly what happened to that dude. But that was some messed up stuff right there. Kind of go this way. It's not. There we go. There we go. Head up the tracks this way. We'll go check out and see what we're going to do over here. I'm not sure why anybody would want to launch a rocket in the Arctic tundra. Not Arctic tundra, but the Siberian. Smiley Gidget! How are you? How is your morning going over there in Futureland? I hope all is well. Hope you are fantastic. I hope the day has greeted you with amazing and wonderful things. What's good? is good. Got all kinds of notifications and stuff going on here. Hold on a second. Really? Something. No kidding. Huh. Kentucky Ballistics was putting old 50 cal slap round through his 50 cal, and the rifle explode. Oh my god! Wow. Been lurking, as just had a staff meeting. Nothing exciting happening here. You know what? It's always exciting, Smiley. It is always exciting. But thank you for hanging around. Thank you for lurking in the background. Because that is mighty awesome of you. Because you are a awesome individual. And, because I don't want to forget, because I did that earlier. Good old shout out to Smiley Gidget, who was last seen playing something. Island Saver, although that looks like Phasmophobia. That is most assuredly Phasmophobia. You are more than welcome, Smiley Gidget. I greatly appreciate you being here, and you are a fantastic, wonderful, vibrant, lively human being. And I truly appreciate knowing you. So, if you want to have some fun, you want to check out a fun stream, one that doesn't have, like, trucks and snow and mud, Smiley Gidget is definitely one to check out. Alright, so, let's get off the tracks here. And just like if you want to check out some let's see, there was Sea of Thieves, there was some art stuff, go check out Loader. Give everybody a follow. We have so many people here with so many different varieties of, you know, interests and things that they are into. There's something here for everybody. No. Phasmophobia, my friend. Holy sweet Jeebus. Well then, that's a big rocket-looking thing. Kentucky Ballistics serviced by jamming his thumb into his jugular, saying on the channel, just stick a thumb in it. Ooh. So the dude lived? Did the guy live? Oh my god. I brought that new monitor and have it all set up, and it's awesome. Oh, Smiley Gidget, that is fantastic. I hope that monitor is everything that you had hoped it would be. Alright, so winch. I don't know. Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess this is a thing. Also got a new webcam. Even better. Alright, why are we not... Huh. Okay. Why is there no visible attachment points now? Let's see. Let's puzzle this one out. Yes, that is a train back-end coder. So, you have to back all the way to it. Well, I connected the winch to it at one point, but it wasn't... Alright, so we're there. So we are trying to get this giant rocket carrier platform to the launch pad, is what we're effectively trying to do. You have completely redone your resume, made it a little bit more modern. Smiley Gidget, I hope you included some of those really cool things that we were talking about, some of those really fantastic things that you are absolutely capable of doing. Yeah, Betraying Rico, this thing, yeah, I had hooked up, yeah, see, it's hooked up, it's not moving. Inflicted Sky! Hope you are well. Hope everything is good. Just working on the wording to sound more professional. Fantastic. That's a Soyuz rocket? I had no idea. Come on now. Yeah, see... It's not moving. That's the thing. Like, I had winched off of it before, but it wasn't going anywhere. Have to go to the other side? No, it's like legitimately not moving. Let's get a bit of a running start. Yeah, see, it won't let me, Alright. All we have to do is get it to there. So that's something. Yeah, it might be. It might be. Because, I mean, it's still on the tracks. It's not like I bumped it off the track or anything like that. Let's see. Which is the winch point that I can use? Alright, how about that? Try that. Yeah, that's not moving. And here's the thing. It moved originally like a handful of inches. Yeah. No, it's like not moving at all. You have to push it? So it's got winch points on it. Oh, see? And there we go. That's the rubber band winch. So, the Soyuz program was supposed to be the Soviet version of the Apollo mission, but the Soyuz are riddled with tech issues. At least the Soyuz 2 was. Would it matter if you pulled it in reverse? That's a good point, too. Let's spin around. Winch to the base, not the rocket. Yeah, I was, there's a couple of winch points. Let's see, let's back in. Let's try to... Yeah, because there's no other entrance into the building, so you can't really push it. Alright. So... I believe I'm going to have to maybe try... Is it moving? Okay, now it's starting to move. I think mostly it's because this truck doesn't have enough, it doesn't have enough oomph. as was mentioned. Yeah, now it's moving. So I think, you know what it is? It's because the Tatris, it's got a goofy winch point in the back, and it just kind of doesn't really work so well. And now I think we're... Yeah, it's because I'm using a truck that's not nearly heavy enough. Plus, the program was put on hold because the U.S. made it to the moon. Should be a winch point bottom low on the trailer of the train car. You had the problem with the winch. Yeah, so The winch on this thing is completely messed up. The Tatras, the 813, the winch point is gimped. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Powerade. I believe you're correct on that one. And then we can't get a running start and jerk it because the winch does not connect. You have to be basically right on top of it to... And there's only the 4 winch points at the very front that you can kind of get to. Yeah, this truck just doesn't have enough. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Yeah, this truck has a little bit of an issue when it comes to winching stuff. It's got that fictitious winch. And it turns into a giant rubber band. Oh, which is so funny. Alright, so I'm there. Where's my garage? Garage is right here. Let's go for something that's got a little bit more grunt to it. Let's see. Get the big boy out there. I could get a twin steer. I could take the twin steer out there. That's what I could do. Let's see. Not a highway truck. Heavy duty? No, not heavy duty. How about just heavy? We could do a Kolob. We would have to get the Kolob out there. But also, we could get the Caterpillar out there. You know what? No. No, you know what we'll do? Let's get the truck that we started the game with. The Dan... Alright. Which way do we want to go to get this thing out there? Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna live a little dangerously. I'm gonna get a little funny. Gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna see about this this here oh so wonderful Navistar. Alright? We're gonna roll some coal on that big Soyuz rocket. We're gonna roll coal all over it. We're gonna go full send is what we're gonna do. And you know what? We're not even gonna go crazy when we get there. The cat will definitely get the job done. You're gonna get stuck. Yeah, you are damn right I am, 8888. You are damn right I am. You saw what I was doing. You saw where I was going with that. So we may have to send out a rescue vehicle. And if we do have to send out the rescue vehicle, we will send out a conga line of Kolobs. And I don't believe I've ever... Oops. Whoa. We're getting froggy right here, okay? All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling really, really good about this. Not about, like, the mission in general, but just, like, let's do this, you know? Let's get it done. Let's make it happen. We've got no differential lock. That's okay. Who needs that? That was a test run. Yes, I did, Sephora's. We're going to use the Navistar. Storm Gun. Oh, yes, we most assuredly are. We're gonna run this thing right on over there. We're gonna see about, because you know what? This is a truck that I started the game with. This is a truck that has been with us the entire time. This truck right here, okay, yeah, we tried to use it to get the giant rocket trailer across the river. That wasn't exactly the best of things that happened, but you know what? Oop, bouncing, a little bit too fast. That's okay, though. I'm going to have some fun with this. That is what I plan to do today. All right? It's going to be fun. And for whatever reason, this truck is hauling. This truck is motivated. Stand aside, Ivan. Let America show you how it's done. Sepphoris, you might be a little bit right on that one. I think this truck has so much pent-up America rage that it's that is gung-ho and ready to go. I didn't actually realize that this truck bounced as much as it did. So... oh my god, I'm gonna get a kick out of this. Now, here comes test number 1. This is going to be the water crossing. It is so bouncy, and I don't think I would be able to hold down my lunch if I had this in first-person view. Going down that road right there. The Navistar is pissed that it's in Russia. The Navistar has something to prove, I believe, Sepphoris, because this is where the Navistar had a little bit of an issue the last time. It didn't make it across the water with the rocket trailer initially. So, love to see this game in VR. Yeah, that would be something else entirely. Alright, so we're stuck on something already. So basically, we've got to let the current not push us over. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Let's do this. This is where the differential lock is just not, the lack of differential lock. Look up for that, what pole going downhill? I played ATS on VR. Speaking of VR, I need to buy the VR set for, what, oh, really? An Ace Combat? My god. Alright, let's try to get around or over, or there's no winch points. Alright. 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 Come on. Oh, we are not in a good position right here already. Quest 2. Alright, so we're kind of... You have Quest 2, it's amazing. Which one's Quest 2? Alright, we're kind of hung up on some rocks again. You know what? Through it. Backwards is also a way. Backwards is also a way. Come on. Let's do this. We got this. We are in for redemption. This is round 2 redemption. So who said I was going to get stuck on the water crossing? Look at this. We're rolling in backwards. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so that is one little bit of the puzzle done. Alright, so I don't think we can actually cross through there, so Which way's the shorter way? I think if we loop to the left. If we loop to the left, it would be the shorter way. Yeah, I can't believe we just did that, to be perfectly honest with you. Oculus Quest. Okay. I have never done any VR stuff, like, at all. So... yeah, I'm going to loop around by the fuel station. Alright. Come on, buddy. I can't believe I managed to actually get across the water. Takes a little while to get used to. Used to get sick. Oh, man. Wow. That's wild. Now, what are some of your favorite games for VR? War Thunder can support VR as well. EMT Dude 69. Thank you so much for the follow. That is greatly appreciated. We are totally here, rocking some SnowRunner. We are cranking along. Well, not really at the moment, but we are motivated with the Navistar. We've got something to prove with the Navistar. Is War Thunder the one with the tanks or the airplanes? I cannot remember. Mainly play racing games, so sim racing like Assetto Corsa and Project Cars, but Elite Dangerous is also... oh! Okay. Gotcha. I'm really kind of enjoying this right now. I don't know about any of the rest of you, but I am absolutely enjoying myself right now. So we can't get through there because of that giant branch, so we're not going to really try. We're just going to kind of keep on going around. Does this take us by the fuel station? This does take us by the fuel station. Then we can loop around, head down the track to get in, if we can get across that stuff. But we have the Tatras too, so that may potentially lend us a hand. War Thunder. Actually, you want some cool music to do any kind of combat to? Sabaton. You want some cool war music? Sabaton will both blast your eardrums and give you a history lesson at the same time. And I'm not joking about that either. Sabaton is cool stuff. Also, this Navistar is cool stuff, even though every single vehicle will always bog down right through there. Sabaton is great. The Bismarck. I mean, also, what is it? No Bullets Fly. And that is an incredible story. An incredible story. And most of your history books will not tell you about the story behind the song of No Bullets Fly. About a German fighter pilot who accompanied an American bomber that was flying low, damaged, its crew was wounded. Multiple times, the German fighter pilot came in between the bomber and certain death. So, if that one lone German fighter pilot had not been there, that crew would have died. And it is an incredible story, and the captain of the bomber and that fighter pilot actually met years and years and years later. To Hell and Back, Ghost Division, two of my favorites. How about what is it? The 100, where the Germans used a gas attack in World War I, and the Russian soldiers were completely unprepared for it. But the Russian soldiers, after being exposed to the gas, managed to fend off the German advance. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. and the Germans were basically crapping themselves at the advance of the Russian soldiers because the Russians were charging them, coughing up blood, their lungs basically liquefying after the gas attack. It is unbelievable stuff. Sabaton will give you a history lesson in addition to just having some unbelievably awesome music. And they play to some amazingly sold-out arenas. Attack of the Dead Men, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Sepphoris, you are 100% correct. Thank you very much for that one. It is unbelievable. It is an unbelievable story. Also, I have no idea how well this is going to do getting up here. But there are so many stories like that that don't get told. Yeah, you guys are right on point with that. And if you've never heard Sabaton, absolutely worth the time to listen. And their music videos, while some of them are a little bit, it's more like, it legitimately is it is a history lesson in addition to a music video. What about the one of the Russian witches, or the Witch Brigade? All right, we're almost there with the Navistar. We got this. I cannot believe the Navistar made it. Oh, man. This is unbelievable. The Navistar has something to prove, and that is all that it is. The mighty Navistar. We will roll coal all over your giant Soyuz rocket. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about the Navistar, but I think it's entirely appropriate right now, is just, this thing rocks. This truck is just so badass. I love this thing. Alright, so. It's also got a great sounding engine. Alright, Mr. Rocket. You want to play games? Oops, 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 my bad. Little love tap, we just said hello. Five Finger Death Punch is also a fantastic band. Alright. It's too bad we can't just hook up to it like a trailer. Wait a minute. Don't like that. Alright, so, we'll do that. Sabaton, the last line. I know, I totally did Smiley Gidget. And we're not making any more forward progress again, are we? But if we are, it is the tiniest of forward progress. The Lost Battalion. Yep. Yeah, Smiley Gidget. It was more like a little bit of a personal greeting. It was just a, "Hi, how you doing?" A little bit of a high five, pat on the butt, keep on going. Okay. It will suddenly start moving at one point. I sure hope so. Because I don't have all night to haul this this giant conglomeration out. All right, so tell you what, let's kind of back up and then give it a little bit of a run and start. Yeah, this thing isn't even moving at all. Hope you don't drive like that. No. No. Although I should get a GoPro and I should mount it on the Bumblebee and I should show you guys what's up. Man, this thing just does not want to move. Winch yourself to wedge the truck underneath the trailer. That's a good point. Wait a minute. Oh, I think we're making more progress there. Look at that. Triple 88, good call. I know it's not underneath, and I could probably do better if I didn't have the saddle on this thing, but it's actually making some, needs more people. Alright, come on. Get this bad boy going. Alright, it's kind of... It's either the camera is moving or something is happening. It is moving. It is moving. I certainly hope that we don't run out of fuel. The fuel is burning at a particular rate. We're doing 25... Yeah, right about 25 liters a gallon that is fluctuating. So, if you can see the numbers right there. We're making a little bit of progress. Little by little. Yeah, I know. No. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be going... How about this? Do this. Wait a minute. Actually, this is moving it more. This is moving it more. Escape. What is going on is we are moving this giant rocket. This huge rocket right here. We are trying to drag this rocket to the rocket launch pad that is right... Oops. Alright, so let's disconnect that for the moment. So, the launch pad is simply right over here. And, of course, I love tap my truck just a little bit. So, the launch pad is right there. We need to get this truck over to... Or at least we need to get this rocket right here. So, we've managed to get the tail end of this thing out of the building. There we go. Come on now. And it is probably one of the biggest pieces of equipment that we've ever had to move in this game, ever. Oops, no winch points, you say? Alright. Let's try this again. Oh, we missed it. So, it is very difficult to get a winch point when this thing is moving. Actually, you know what I can do? Hold on, watch this. I think... Okay, right there. All right, so let's try to give us a little bit of a running start. You know what? This is certainly a truck for a job. Imagine if it's a warhead. I mean, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised, to be perfectly honest. So we tried the Tatra. Now we're trying the... Thank you for following us, Gabe. We tried the Tatra. We're trying the Navistar because it's a little bit of a point of pride. Let's bring it back to daytime again. So it's a little bit of point of pride with the Navistar because the Navistar had an issue hauling the rocket trailer. Ever seen Space Cowboy? And you choose the tiny puny American truck. Yeah. Let's try to get a better angle at this. All right. About. Go for it. All right, so that does that from there. How about we back up as far as we can? Attach the winch here to here. And then we go. See if there's any progress on that one. Oh, get a little bit. Okay, no, we get some. Can you back against the building and winch from the side? I think I could probably get that winch point, but the winch on this is probably stronger than the truck itself. Yeah, so let's try. Yeah, because if we can pull it, like we can block the truck against it, use the heavy winch from the truck. That's an idea. There we go. No, I don't think that's moving it. Wait, if it is, it's moving. Okay, a little bit. A little bit. All right. Okay, let's go little by little. But we're gonna... Oh, now it's moving. Now it's really moving. Where's that winch point coming up? Might have to relocate. Alright, so let's sort of relocate ourselves just a little bit so that the back end of the truck isn't actually sticking out past the door. Actually, I'm going to do... Okay, no, we can do that. Anything? Little bit. Now it's moving. Rain tomorrow. Damn it. Little by little, it's going. It hasn't started yet. You can do the winch pull thing where you pull it using the winch power and not the trucks. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Yeah. Physics. Exactly. We're totally using physics. All right, so it's still moving. We're actually steadily moving it out just a little bit. And, let's see. This thing is gigantic. Oh my god. So we've made some progress. We've made some progress. Hook to the, exactly, hook into the nose winch next, which is going to give us a better angle on everything. So we'll do that one, and... Oh! And the truck is just wedged against the building. There we go. Now we're moving. You got that right, Escape. And Escape, thank you very much for the follow. Really do appreciate that. Oh, we're making progress. Well, it's starting to like roll, little by little. But it's not moving. It's not moving a lot. It's just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna try to get it out as much as I can, with the winch. And actually, I have an idea. Thank you very much for that. That is greatly appreciated, though. Because we're all about just having fun here. We're all about playing SnowRunner, talking about weird, wild stuff, and having fun. All right, so let us try to change the angle of the winch. This one. And hopefully it doesn't drag the front end over too much. Jeffrey, did you roll down a hill again? Or did you put your phone in your pocket? Which I'm thinking... I'm thinking he might have put his phone in his pocket. Alright. Yep, we're still making forward progress. Butt texting. Yeah, I think you guys might be right. So relatable. Oh, man. He is butt texting. Alright, so... Alright. Sorry, it was feeding the herd. Okay. We figured you were butt texting right there on that one. Alright, so... I think... we're still moving it out little by little. I think we've got the majority... Oh my god, this thing is huge. I don't think I'm going to have enough fuel in this to get it over to the control tower. But tell you what. Okay. So let's see if... Oops. We hit a fin. Imagine this thing tips. What then? Then I get creative. Then we start doing some... Ooh. I mean... That happens. Managed to move it a fair bit. I do have the fuel station next door. This is true. So change truck to the Tatra. Conveniently, the Tatra is parked right here. And in a position so that we can totally recover. Totally recover. We're good, though. Yeah, and there is a fuel truck right over near us as well. I actually think that... Is it a fuel truck or it's a... There's a repair trailer. And then the fuel is right over there. Yep. But we've got stuff. Not that way. Gotta figure out which... That one. That one. Here we go. Alley-oop. Back to this little fella. Fire it up. We can do. Yeah, right under this thing. Okay. Winch. That winch. That winch point. Low gear. Let's see. Little by little, it's moving. The original Moon program in spin tires was better, aka double winch bug. You know, I really wish you could double winch off of stuff. It would be so nice. Alright, well, we're making a little bit of forward progress. Yeah, it would be. It would be kind of cool, though. Both trucks, whatever you're winching to, would go flying off the map. That is true. Oh, we're running low on fuel. Okay. Fuel up time. Fuel up time. Change truck. Actually, I kind of have an idea, too. Kind of have an idea. I have a great idea. What's the best scout vehicle? If it's mud, it's the Tataran TUZ 420. If it's snow, moderate snow and mud, the Ford F750. Ford F750 because it can do chain tires. It has all kinds of fuel and repair points. Roof rack into the Navistar. Change trucks into the Navistar. The F750 is far more versatile. The TUZ 420 feels like cheating a lot of the time, especially when you get it in Taymyr, Russia. Well, 8888, the F750 has no power until you get the best engine in Imandra. Alright, so we're going to use a little bit of a spacer block here, and then we're going to use this here. And then let's pull again. So the Con, you know, the short wheelbases on the Con make it a little bit difficult. You have so here's the thing. Even though you can get like 3 different engines for the F750, they're all garbage. They're all like C+ on the power. You need the best engine from Imandra to make the F750 from a garbage piece of equipment to actually something that's beyond useful to use. Like, you will not believe how powerful that truck becomes when you get the best engine from Imandra. Like, no joke. Like, I'm not even playing around. It makes it into a completely different vehicle. Yeah. The only thing is, to get that engine, it is completely on the opposite side of the map from where you actually enter Imandra. So it's a bit of a haul. All right, this thing seems to be moving just a little bit more, I think. A little bit better, anyways. Didn't get there yet. I'm just using the con with a few upgrades, and it works just fine for me. Don't get stuck in mud as often as the stuff. Yes. So here's the thing, though. When you're primarily doing a lot of the stuff at the start of the game, like the Lodestar 1700 is a great little truck. It's got the pickup bed with all the extra fuel and stuff like that in it. But the thing is, later in the game, scout trucks and scout vehicles are effectively made basically useless, because the terrain just becomes way too difficult to be able to get around. And it's too bad, because it really does completely eliminate any need for a scout truck. It's gonna make us see if we can do... Okay, where else? Winch off, back. Is there any more? No, there's no more winch points there. But we'll still go that to that. This is actually moving this forward, like way better than I thought it was. The Tuz 16, the Tuz vehicles are actually a lot of fun. The Acteon, the Warthog, they're useful little vehicles for particular niche roles. I use them a lot for either like repair points or fuel, and they're great because you can tow them behind something larger and you don't even know it's there. But the Tatarin, the TUZ-420 in Zimnogorsk is awesome. It also, yes, it does, well, that's the thing. They added the Tega tires to more vehicles other than just the Tega. The Tega tires are way overpowered. And the Tega tires on the ANK MK38 make that into an actually viable, useful vehicle as well. Because the ANK MK38 is prone to like tipping all the time. All right, so we're still making a little bit of forward progress here. It's still winching it forward little by little, but we're going to get to a point where we're not going to be able to winch it any further forward, and it's still not rolling. It is still not rolling, like, at all. Thank you guys for bearing with me, because this is exciting, because once we get this rocket to the launch pad, we can go launch the rocket. We just have to get to the control tower. And this is very exciting. I am legitimately excited about this, because this has been a long time coming on this whole damn thing. Because this is what we've worked for so long. This is why we hauled the rocket carrier, semi-trailer all the way from Northern Aegis installation to here and you know we were, or to Erska River, and then to here. It's been crazy. It's been absolutely nuts. Let's see if we get anything. Yeah, see, I think it's because this thing just isn't... Yeah, it has been a lot of difficult missions. There has been so many difficult missions, and the terrain is unbelievable. This has been one of the most difficult DLCs in the history of the game so far, at least as far as SnowRunner is concerned. I am not an original Spin Tires player. I'm not an original Mud Runner player. Are we making progress here? Is this actually going forward? I think, little by little, it's going. They did have to give people stuff to do. You are completely correct. But this thing's actually starting to go forward now. It doesn't do well straddling, and it ends up just bouncing around. But it's actually on. It's unfortunate too because this thing doesn't have the differential lock, so. Come on now. It's going forward though. Making a little bit of forward progress. I think this DLC is going to become a test to see how powerful trucks are and how good they do, and I like that. See, once you can get behind it, it'll roll easy. Yeah, I don't think we're getting behind it anytime soon, we'll put it that way. This DLC, Escape, brings you the Zix 605R, and with that, it becomes one of the more powerful trucks that you can use. Think of it like a Kolob that you can mount a bed to. You can also put a crane, a repair, a fuel body, and a couple of other attachments. And it feels almost like a requirement, which is why I tried to use different trucks in this DLC cycle instead of just the Zix 605R, because I could have done everything with the Zix. The only thing is, yet again, it's got an Achilles heel of no chain tires, and that makes a huge difference. Alright, so, yeah, the Zix 605R is like the Kolobs, where it can only mount, like, really big mud tires, and the Zix only has a single set of mud tires, and it really is one of the most powerful trucks in the game, and it has really become one of the most versatile. Although with this game and the Season 4 DLC, it has kind of made it so that let's see, the Azov 73-210 now gets the variable suspension. So where the Kolobs got it in Wisconsin, the Azov 73-210 now has that adjustable up and down suspension, which is phenomenal. And it's actually a big deal for that truck. They've also added in, excuse me, they've added in 3-slot extended bed for the Azov 73-210, which you wouldn't think that an additional slot of cargo is a game changer in most aspects. Oh my god, look at the size of the rocket. Look how far we've got the rocket out of the garage so far. Let's try this. All right, a little bit further back. There we go. Okay, so now we are attached to this thing right here. Let's give ourselves a little bit, and when I say little bit, I mean let's give ourselves a hell of a running start. Come on now. Let's do this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, there we go. There we go. There we go. We got it, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. Let's go. Betraying Rico, 100%. We got it, we got it. Okay. All right. Oh, no, no, no. We're not accidentally skipping that cutscene, my friend. Oh, man. Look at that trailer. Look at the size of the trailer. Oh, my God. There's the rocket. Can we see better? No, we can't. We can't even see that rocket. Oh, my God. Okay, now where do we have to go? We have to go to... we have to go to Lookout Point. So I think the easiest way to do this would be just to simply go back to the garage. And we're not going to fight going back across the river, thank you very much. We will avoid that little nugget right now. And you know what we're going to do it in? We're going to do it in the, we're going to do it in the Navistar. We're doing it in the Navistar. Because... hot damn. Oh yeah. The Navistar will face utter and absolute redemption. Now race the rocket fast and furious style. I am not Dominic Toretto, thank you very much. Alright. Now, let's see how motivated this guy is right now, like last time. And let's see how we can get the Navistar over to the launch site to reach mission control. See if we're going to have the same amount of spring in our step, so to speak. Oh, this is amazing. This is so amazing right now. I'm, like, legitimately excited. I haven't been... Like, we've accomplished a lot of great things, relatively speaking, in this video game. Yes, it's a video game. Yes, all we're doing is transporting cargo from A to B. But you know what? When it's been some damn impressive hauls of this cargo, and when we have worked for hours and hours to get stuff to where it's got to go, various logistical issues along the way, I am excited. I am legitimately excited. Major Tom, ready for launch. You got that right, guys. Ooh, that hurt. A little bit of suspension damage there, but that was from ice. It is amazing how damaging ice can be in this game. You're right. Oh, Escape, you are so right. I've not seen this before. I've not watched any cutscenes on this game. I intentionally avoid spoilers and stuff like that. I have a blast with this. This is so much fun. And this is going to be incredible. This is legitimately exciting. I have been working up to this for I don't know how many... Christ. How many hours have we sunk into this, guys? You guys have been showing up for a lot. I remember in 7th grade watching the first shuttle take off, and then as a sophomore in high school watching the Challenger disaster. I was in grade school during the Challenger disaster. Open beta August 12th through the 16th. Back for Blood. Nice. Relic. Very cool, man. All right. And guys, I know you're out there. I know you're watching. I know you're maybe as excited as I am. And you guys who have been watching for a long time probably know, like, how super excited I am right now. But we're gonna launch this thing. And if you're there, if you're watching, I don't care what kind of emotes you got. I want you guys to start spamming emotes because that's gonna be awesome. I am so excited right now. This is legitimately just badass. Watching Ish, Jeffrey, we are going to launch a rocket, guys. Psychotic Gamer 29, thank you so very much for the follow. Coming in right at the, I don't know how long you've been watching, but we are coming into the wire right now. Cancel the last classes that day? I gotcha. Yeah, because that was a big deal. All right, so this is mission control. I think all we have to do is reach that. We just got to drive into that little spot right there, guys. Tough SOB 1919. How are you? I hope you're well. We're going to launch a rocket. We're going to fire this thing. Are you guys ready? Is everybody ready? Because this is awesome. You're good? That is so cool, man. I am... Actually, I will be legitimately over the moon to hear that. There's the donuts. Send it. Ground control to Major Storm. Yes, betraying Rico. The Viking war horn. To launch the rocket. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. That's right, Loader. That's right. Inflicted Sky coming in with the rune stones. Zephyrus. Ah, don't fall asleep on me, man. Relic with all of them. Background Rach is ready. Oh, look at that explosion across. Oh, man. Relic, that was so cool. All right, guys. We're gonna roll on in. And that is a, what is that? Is that a pig? I don't know what that is. That's something licking. Okay. All right. So we're gonna hit. I don't know if they're gonna do a countdown or not, but you know what? We're gonna drive on in. We're doing this. We're so doing this. Here we go. Okay.
Параметры системы управления ракетоносителем в норме. 15. Двигатели первой и второй ступени работают нормально.
Vlad, coming in. Yeah, dude. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. It was awesome. Launch successful. Liftoff. And we've got liftoff. Grade A job, everyone. And now that we've got a successful launch under our belt, there shouldn't be a problem with getting extra funding. I'd say that calls for a celebration. Eh? Oh, guys, thank you very much for coming along for this. Thank you very much for watching that. I am over the moon right now. Stalin is satisfied. 8888. Oh, man. Oh, man. Guys, we got that. Holy crap. That was a long time coming. You have no idea. Oh, man. Now what do we do? I have no idea, Loader. I haven't got that far yet. Daddy Stalin. Background rage. Whee! Oh, man.
Saw that one from the gulag. Yes, even in the most remote portions of Siberia, we see rocket launch. So next game to play, Kerbal Space Program. Oh man. Oh man. Vlad, hosting. You rock, dude. Oh, you rock. And you know what? You know what? This was the redemption. The redemption of the Navistar. The redemption of the Navistar. Pulling the rocket to the launch pad. Inch by inch by inch. It's like after you open up all the present, and now you don't know. Now I don't know what to do. I'm excited. I'm legitimately excited. That was unbelievable. That was unreal. I am so thrilled with that, dude. That was a blast. Now it's recover all the trailers. Maybe some other time. We're not gonna be that bored anytime soon, Loader. Oh, we still got stuff to do though. We still have plenty to do. We still have things. That I believe is all of a couple of different things. So that's all logs and stuff like that can be delivered. Got a whole bunch of other stuff here. But you know what? Big Daddy Vladdy did show up just in time. Look at that. Look at that majestic truck. The sun, as it dips below the horizon, sends its last illuminating rays to bounce across the chassis of the mighty Navistar. For it knows it did good. That was awesome. That was so awesome. That was so unbelievably awesome. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? Hold on. Settings. Let's turn off the HUD. Let's take a cool picture, okay? So, we're going to take a cool picture of the Navistar right there. Then, just gonna save that screenshot. Have it on stream so you can rewatch it. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. All right, so then I'm gonna post up that picture on the Discord. So settings, back to the HUD. Put the HUD back on. So that is the great way for the poor man's photo mode, effectively. Oh man. Yeah, guys, I am glad all of you got to see that. I am glad all of you came along and got to experience that, because that was a culmination of so many hours. So many hours. We've been at this a long time. We've been at this for an awful long time. What rank? I am and have always been rank 30. I'm a rank 30 driver right there. They need to add... Yes, they do. Because Category 3 Storm... they absolutely need to add a photo mode to this game. This game is too beautiful and gorgeous not to have a photo mode. One game that has a really robust and fantastic photo mode is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I love that game because of the world that you explore, everything that you go through, the different types of environments. It's fantastic. PlayStation 5 feature I found. You can now send clips to your friends. Okay, that's cool. That is very cool. But yeah, photo mode is something they absolutely have to come out with. You're also on... yeah, PlayStation Players Unite. One of these days, we're going to have to get together with a bunch of PlayStation players, because I am also on the PlayStation. We're going to have to fire up a big old multiplayer of this and just have fun. Yep, turn off the HUD, remove the markers, poor man's photo mode. That is exactly how it's done. Just wish they would have showed a view like you were watching across the valley. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And we see... There's the moon in the background.
Well, there's a helicopter over there. I don't know why we couldn't have used the helicopter to transport some cargo, but that's beyond me. Oh, man. I am legitimately excited. I am just... See, we've got a bunch of stuff that we can do. Deliver to the church. 1 wooden plank. So we could go get 1 wooden plank from the church, or from there, and transport it all the way over. Which actually, we have the Tatra. We do have the Tatra. And then the moon ascends into the sky once again. But you know what, guys? Because this is SnowRunner, not Cargo Flyer. You might be right. Although, Stephen King's Night Flyer, very good short story. So, I think, because it is 9:15 for me. It is 3.5 hours in. We have managed to do some really awesome stuff today. And this was the redemption of the Navistar. This was the awesome redemption of the Navistar. Okay. And I think this is where we're going to wrap it up. We're going to leave it on a high note for tonight. I'm going to figure out where I'm going to go next with this. Because we're still going to play SnowRunner. And chances are we're going to be coming back tomorrow. Cool shit has happened. The truck from Maximum Overdrive, yeah. So guys, all of you who have joined me on this journey and watched all this awesome stuff, I appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. So, what we're going to do, anything Stephen King book or movie is great. Tough SOB, you are very on point with that. The Navistar is a good truck, but when you compare it to other trucks, it does. I'll admit that. I will fully admit that. But you know what? Sometimes we have to root for the underdog. Cool shit always happens here. Background Rage, thank you so much. So what we're going to do is we are going to go raid one particular individual by the name of Be Fresh Games, who is right now playing Dino Crisis. And it is an awesome game. And he is a cool dude. So we're going to go bounce over there because he's playing Dino Crisis, and we're going to have a good old time. So, everybody who has followed tonight, everybody who has watched tonight, everybody who has hung out tonight, everybody who watched the rocket, thank you so much. And you know what? We will be back tomorrow. Highly enjoyed my stay here. I'll see you on the next stream. Escape, thank you so very much. Guys, have a great night. We will do it all again tomorrow. See you later.